Three, two, one, and it looks like we are live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday evening here on the Dot Lot, where we are gonna be playing some Cypher System and telling some stories. Because who doesn't love that in their Sunday afternoon? I'm really excited today to be joined by some familiar faces and some new faces. So, welcome, Grant, Marcie, Ethan, and our special guest, Bunny, and their cat. How is your cat? It's so cute. We love furry friends on the Dot Lot. So excited. So we're back with the Owl of Lysia, an original game created here by Marcie. I'm gonna let her tell you all about that. Before I do, I want to remind everyone, if you haven't already, just hit the follow button. It's easy. It's free. And you get to know when we go live to tell stories and roll dice here on the Dot Lot. And more importantly, I want to remind everyone that we have a special sponsor for the Dot Lot running right now, Aris Savad, a good friend, familiar face, tells stories and rolls dice here with us for the Witch Girl Adventures. You can get 10% off anything in her store right now, including those bitchin' dice bags that she puts out. So get on that. She's got like a whole brand new stock, she told me the other day. Okay, enough of what I have to say. I'm going to pass it off to Marcie, and she's going to take us away.
Hi, everybody. My name is Marsie Vellan, and you're watching twitch.tv / Little Red Dot, where we're playing Owl of Lysia, which is a Cypher System live play game. If you're wondering how you might be able to interact with us or help us tell the story, there's always the ways you can support the channel. You can support the Dot Lot by giving donations or bits, and every gold coin you give goes right back into the channel where we roll dice and story reigns supreme. You can also donate all year long to the Dot Lot Extra Life campaign, where Dot's raising money to support the Miracle Children's Network. Every dollar and bit you give, even if it's 2 extra life, goes toward filling the curiosity bar that you can see at the bottom. And when it reaches $50, weird things happen in the game. And you can also show your support by following and subscribing to the channel, so you'll never miss a moment of what's going on here. To get to the game, welcome. Welcome to the world of Gaelica, a whimsical horror show of dramatic proportions. If you've been following along, this place is a little bit gentler today. The storms have passed. But last time on the Owl of Lysia, our crew, while traveling through the mainland of a place called Sale, were beset by a terrible storm on the road to Cotolia. The winds proved to be formidable against the tower, which acted like a windsail in the storm. And they made their mobile home, this giant mechanical turtle with a tower on its back, bunker down for the remainder of the event. During this, we already have a $50 donation. That's crazy. During this, right? During this, they were visited by a group of pilgrims seeking asylum from the inclement weather. After letting them in, the party learned that they had an extra guest, which might not normally have been an issue. However, there had been rumors of murderers, specifically some kind of skinwalker, having struck twice already further along the road. The party investigated, and to their horror found their fears had become true. One of the pilgrims was murdered in their home when the lights went out. The pilgrims who sought asylum with the group only to find one of their own murdered found the party's accusations kind of skeptical and demanded to leave, fearing for their safety. The party held them in the tower, knowing that one of the pilgrims was lying. And by shenanigans and interrogations, they rooted out the skinwalker and slayed it before it could strike again. Once the storm cleared, the pilgrims left, thanking them and continuing their trek. And the party prepared to continue on their trip to Eucrolia, where we meet them today. We begin the session on the outside walls of Eucrolia, a resplendent city on the northern coast of the mainland of Sale, where the party expects to find a huge and wonderful library. Within, they might be able to find a librarian who will aid them in search of more information about a letter that they had found in a mutual friend's possessions, the last of her possessions. Their mutual friend, Sariaros, a swamp witch who once lived in southern Sale, had been slain by wandering soldiers, and they found a letter in what was the remainders of her belongings. So, as you all travel the last bit to Eucrolia, I would like to hear a story about a time that you forgot something.
All right. Sedna forgot one time, being from the shore, learning when the tides come in and out is an important part of life. And unfortunately, Sedna learned that the hard way when she was out collecting fish and fishing one afternoon off the shoreline, and got herself on like a little sandbar, and unfortunately caught herself trapped when the tide came in, and she had to swim back to shore and barely made it. And the only thing that got her through was the calm and cool, collected meditation that she's used to doing. So she learned the lesson that when the tides get high and rough, you must maintain a sense of calm and collection to get through.
Nice.
That's delightful, Sedna. My story of when I forgot something is not as charming. See, for I was studying for my examinations back at the college, which all pangolins undergo before they become balloonists. And apparently I had spent all night studying. I woke up in a whirlwind, and I went to take my examinations, but I had forgotten to put on a single stitch of clothing, and I arrived in the absolute nude, which in our society means you're running for public office because you have nothing to hide. I served 2 terms, 8 years as High Pangolin, until they voted me out. So sometimes you forget your clothing, but you gain public office.
Sedna looks shocked. She's absolutely shocked. She even pulls inside her shell a little bit.
I'm not ashamed of my body. It's a private thing. I normally keep dressed in finery. How about you, Carmine?
We didn't leave anything back in the turtle, did we? There's this one time we went across the continent. We had to capture a tannin, rough him up a little bit, bring him back. We get back, and the commander's like, "You guys do the thing?" Yeah, we did the thing. Where are they? We left him back in the 3rd town back. We had to go all the way back. It was pick them up, take them back. So it's a whole thing. They were in terrible condition when we found them in that hole that we left them.
You leave things in holes.
Well, it was an abandoned well, safe.
No, the concept of a well. What?
It's
up on the coast.
It's a big hole. It normally has water in it, but sometimes they run out of water, and you can throw people in them, and it's great.
You throw people in your watering holes.
It was empty.
We used to throw witches in ours.
Yes,
same thing, basically.
As this conversation continues,
walking through town.
Yeah, walking through town. We pan over to a different part of town where a new character who finds their threads of fate forever entangled into the story of this lot. Bunny, what does your character look like?
Oh, my character has their hair pulled back, sort of how I got mine now, pulled back in a high bun to keep them out their face, and kind of a slender body. It's black and white with white spots. It's not spots, but like splotches all over them, kind of out. And then about down to their torso, a large abdomen and 8 spider legs.
Excellent. And as they prepare for their day, they reminisce on something that they've forgotten.
I still can't believe that I forgot. It's the only reason that I'm here right now. Basically, absent-mindedly putting books on, just looking around and going through their own bags, trying to figure out where they put the necklace that they just took from their Mark's neck. And then they realized that when they went back for the purse, they put the necklace in the purse. But then The lady looked and they went, "Oh, you dropped your purse," and gave it back, and now they don't have anything. And I can't believe I forgot it.
Perfect. Wonderful. So, you've got a long day ahead of you at your regular job. These two parties will meet. But first, I need to roll something random up because we reached $50 already, which means something weird will be happening in this city.
I
So,
feel like the last time I went to a city when we played this game, there was it a duck or a goose? There was
there was a goose
There was
that
a
was
goose.
Grozenstone's enemy.
That's right. I feel like every time our characters come to a city, bad things happen.
It's so weird how that happens. 1 second.
It's almost like we cause trouble in society.
Alfred. We are society's problem. Stones was ace.
He'll come back one day, somewhere else in another universe.
I wonder what Stones is out doing right now. I don't know. Sedna had to leave that boat party behind.
Do you want this to be a happy story or a sad story? Because I have two versions.
The sad story is he's at the bottom of the ocean.
I love it.
Oh no.
I can't swim. Oh no. He's a plant, he's fine.
Santa would never have allowed that to happen to you.
Fiddlix, on the other hand. Nope.
He would have broken you down.
Yes.
Or somebody would have tied Fiddlix to you and then tossed you both in.
Not around the waist. Oh, no.
Because he accidentally tripped over the rib, that's right. And that's a lot of dice rolling.
Isn't it like 3 1,000 rolls?
Really?
Oh. So as you all are walking through the streets of this this amazing city, and I really do mean amazing. Like the you can see the sea, you can smell the sea from here. It's this incredible azure color, and the buildings here are all white and lots of things carved from stone, lots of natural ironwood allowed to grow in its natural shape to support different structures, lots of columns, and all of these reflect off the light of the morning sun when you arrive. You spot through these streets carved of stone and through these walls, as you walk past a shop, there appears to be this strange thing in the window of one of these shops. It catches your eye. It's glossy, it's white. It appears to be shaped like a box. And it strikes you as different.
Are the streets crowded?
Fairly. It is the morning. For this city in particular, only about perhaps 5,000 people live here, which seems rather small. However, it's a port city, so many more people travel through it and or stay the night.
Okay. So, yeah, Sedna has a giant shell on her back, so she's terribly awkward and not used to walking through this many people. She walks with her jaw dropped and kind of looks at the both of you in complete awe of this place. Are there really this many people in one place? Do they need all these buildings?
Yeah.
Why?
To not get rained on.
But rain is just water. I don't understand. She's so confused. And there's so many shiny things like that.
The way that it's glossy, it reminds you of a pearl. It reminds you of that specific type of alabaster.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That is amazing. I've never seen a pearl so big, and definitely not square.
In a carved sign over the window of the shop, which is there is a thin film of glass, or perhaps something like glass over it. It reads besoms and basils.
Do you need to go inside?
I don't. What purpose does this shop serve?
Probably weird stuff.
Weird stuff, as in,
Square pearls.
why would someone need such a thing?
Extravagance?
She looks as if she doesn't understand this word. Oh.
Mm-mm.
We can go in. I wonder what other strangely shaped objects they have. She goes in whatever like door frame or entryway there is into the space.
Sure. There's a large square door way with a door that doesn't quite cover it so well. It's a little bit off the side and a little bit like you can see cracks in and like places where it's split from the humidity and salt of this place. It's easy enough to open up the door and it creaks a little bit as you do. Behind the counter of the place, there is a pack rat of a person. This creature, rodent-like, much bigger than your friend, Professor Munster. This one's much larger and has brown fur and this long tail that flicks up at the side. It's also wearing these large goggles.
Pull the door closed. There's a large rodent in there.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as we're all aware. Pushes it back in. She's trying to blend, but clearly is out of place and very uncomfortable. She tries not to touch anything in his shop.
Sure. Yep. If you go back in, the rodent looks up with you. Its huge eyes, made even larger by the magnification of the goggles, blink twice. Then it removes them.
Oh,
Welcome to my shop. Come.
I scoot farther in, looking behind me. Please let the other two be coming with me.
Carmine's in there. Just
Okay, good.
kind of
Carmine, you have to duck a little bit.
do the like.
Yeah, you're very tall and your horns are. But this place is filled with odds and ends, pieces of furniture. There are also tapestries, rugs. It looks like a consignment shop of sorts. And behind the desk of this pack rat is doing experiments, perhaps. They're not as, what's the word, extravagant or strange as you've seen Professor Munster doing.
Oh, okay.
This seems to be more tinkering on the clockwork end.
Mm.
Can I help you?
What do you sell? What purpose does your shop serve?
Sell? I don't sell anything.
What do you do here in this place?
Well, I keep things. This is my house. Do you like it?
You live here?
Mm-hmm.
It is unique.
Oh, thank you.
Look at the other two.
Do you have anything you want to sell? I do so love things.
He buys things. I have all kinds of things. And she like pulls the shell off her back and you can hear just stuff rattling around in it. And I have things. I have, this is seashells and these are glass. And, what is it? Sea glass. And what else do I have? I have all kinds of
Sea glass.
Yeah. Pretty colors. I have all kinds of stuff.
What would you trade me for this monocle?
Ooh, trade. What's trade?
What's like selling, except odds and ends and bits and bobbles instead of your funny money.
Oh,
Just laugh.
trade. Trade.
This is the monocle of mayors.
Is this like a barter, but with things? With things and not work?
100%.
Oh, I could trade. And he starts looking over some of the things in this shop.
Yeah.
Well, what would you want for it?
Oh, come now. You must know what type I am, I say with a flick of the wrist.
Go ahead and roll persuasion. This creature is hard pressed to get rid of anything it holds dear.
Okay. Yeah, it would help if I click on the right thing.
Persuasion, it's going to be a task difficulty. We'll make it 3.
Can I count my, I'm essentially using my asset. This is the mayor's monocle.
No shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You can.
And I'm going to apply some effort.
Yes.
I'm not a speaker in this game. I'm an explorer. I only ever play speakers.
Grant, you're just a speaker in real life, sir.
All right, let's see how this goes. Let's see what I rolled. I rolled a 14, and I used an asset.
Oh, that is a really nice monocle. I suppose I could find less use for some of the things I have. Here, I saw you looking at this in the window. Your friend. This? Would you like this for your monocle?
What is it exactly that's being handed over?
Oh, I don't know what it is. It just appeared one day. It's weird.
It's the white box, right?
It is.
Okay.
Okay. I take the white box, and I turn to hand it to Sedna. I lean in very close and I say, "Don't tell Maeve." And I hand you the white box, and I pass it on to you.
Dare I ask what it is?
I don't know.
It's weird.
Something just appeared.
Just does?
It just does.
It's
It
worth
just
a
is.
monocle.
Yes. Yes, it is. And no less.
Does it look like it opens?
Out of character, yes, there is a thin. If you look at it very closely, there appears to be some kind of seam that runs around it.
Okay. If I can see this, she kind of goes around. Shh. I ask permission for every. Should I open it?
Yes. Everybody plug your ears.
I'm gonna try to pull it or try to pop it open, maybe.
Sure. You attempt to open it. It's hard pressed to open. It's hard.
Should I use more effort?
No, we use it to hit people with, apparently.
Is there a trick to it? Have you ever been able to open it?
I've not touched it. It just appeared.
Okay.
Are you trading things that don't belong to you?
Everything belongs to me. In here.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
If it shows up here, it's fine.
I feel this way
I
about my
agree.
shell. Everything in
Wonderful.
my shell belongs to me. This is your shell. So
Free tries.
we now have a box. Does this make it a successful journey into town?
Pangoliath has bought a gift for a friend. Sounds about right.
Great. Well,
So,
what?
is that it?
That's one thing off our checklist. Pulls out a piece of paper and checks it off.
What else is on our list, Ethan?
We have to go to the library and we need to buy some food. To go to the grocery store.
Gift for May.
Okay. Well, good. Have fun doing that. Just be here if you want to come by and sell me anything. I'll be happy.
I-
buy it from you.
He's...
All right. Have a good day.
Yes, and this jaw drop. She's
Please.
just like, I got a box. Oh, I made an exchange in the city.
And as you leave, there's a strange feeling, like perhaps a suction, but it's weird because the door was kind of off of its hinges just slightly. There wasn't any vacuum seal. And for Stain, as you are walking down the road, you see three individuals. A figure who looks like an anima, perhaps it's not a turtle. It's kind of like a rodent, but with scales, very large at that. Huge, even bigger than normal anima are. You see some sort of tannin with horns, very brown, reddish brown flesh, and a warrior, a woman warrior with a giant hermit crab shell on her back, leave a store you've never seen before. And then the store just kind of flattens into nothing as the last one of them exits, leaving behind an empty alley between buildings that runs the entire length, an alley that you're very familiar with.
Senna probably jumps a smidge, like stabbing her trident in the ground and holding the box deep to her chest.
Oh.
Did anybody else see this?
Anyway, that was your weird thing.
It's so weird. Did you see this? And I point, Stein, you look kind of like a spider. You said you have multiple legs.
Muted. Yes.
I like point right at you with this trident as I stand there with my hugging this box. Did you see that?
That's normal.
Is nobody? I hope he's okay inside. Look at the ground where there's nothing.
I'm gonna walk over and touch it. Is one of my back legs just like anything happening? Is it gone?
It was there, and then it wasn't there. So our box, the box is still here, right, Marcie? The white box?
Yes,
okay.
It is.
Okay, it didn't disappear with it because Sender was about to be so sad.
Have you ever put something down, looked away, and then looked back and it was gone?
Did we just see what happens when you look away?
No, that's just where all those things go.
Flat?
Huh?
Flat? They go flat?
No, they just disappear. Who knows? That's what I was told.
I start looking at other buildings to see if they disappear behind me.
Just make sure you don't put that cube down.
Oh, no. This is my square pearl.
As you hold it close to your chest, you can feel it slightly vibrating on the inside.
Oh.
It's a very gentle sort of vibration. It's humming.
Shake it a little bit. Listen. It's like a shell. It makes noise.
I'm so nervous it's going to split open and a child will be born. Our shell baby.
Our shell.
By the way, more NPCs. There's responsibility.
Yeah, have fun. Oh, that's funny.
Well,
Is it supposed to do that? Well, wait, let me guess. No one knows.
It's weird.
I want to see. It's weird, but I haven't tapped into my special ability much before. So typically for the audience and the other players, I would have access to a great deal of knowledge because I'd be accessing a starship computer. But we've established in this world, Pingalion just reads a bunch of weird books that he's borrowed from various libraries around the world. I fully intend to give them back one day. Have I ever read anything that would... Ooh, another donation, $10.01.
Oh, thank you.
It's like a
for that
palindrome. It goes forward and backwards. 10001. Am I able to identify this nonsense at all?
You might be able to. Roll me an intellect check. Difficulty for this will be... five.
am I able to use my flex lore to have knowledge in this?
Yes.
Okay. 'Cause I've never used flex lore, and I was like, I might as well see. All right, we'll see how this goes. I have a lot of experience as Pangoliath. Good golly.
I feel like flex lore involves curling books.
It involves. I won't go there. Okay, I'm gonna use more effort. Pangoliath's gonna die of a brain aneurysm trying to deal with these weird curios. Using an effort. No asset. Let's see. Natural 20. No, I got an 18.
18's pretty good. You take a look at it from the way that it seems to be vibrating or kind of living on its own. You suspect that this is quite a rare item. Perhaps an artifact of some kind.
And shaking it. Trying to hear what's inside.
Or perhaps something that more accurately is housing an artifact.
Yeah, so I've used my asset to get a hold of it. I've burned some points to try to figure it out, so this thing's gonna get me killed. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, this was definitely a gift for Maeve. Or a gift for Sedna. I don't know.
Yeah, or what? Sidna's still like shaking. She goes, I don't completely understand. Well,
I want to try to open it.
I pass it off, like, please.
All right.
All right.
Carmine looks at Stein like, we might want to back up.
Well, I corn on the cobbit. I corn on the cobbit a bunch. Just run it through my teeth. Yeah. So is there any trick to it?
Good question. How would you like to attempt to open it?
That's a very good question. Based off of anything that I've ascertained from the various rolls on it and viewing it, is there...
There's a seam across it, so it looks like it should be able to pop open, but it's not... You can't tell where there might be some hinges. So perhaps it just pulls apart in some way. But from watching Sedna attempt to do it, it can't just be done casually. It feels like it could be brittle if it's smashed hard enough. You can sense magic coming off of it or from within. It's hard to tell.
Okay. I'm not going to tie a rope around it and pangolin smash it, which is... Well, that would be using my skills to the best of their abilities.
Would destroy Sedna's little heart.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful box. Well, have you... She turns to Stein and Sedna says, have you ever seen anything like this? Do you know what it is?
Well, clearly it's a box.
Do you know how to open it?
Of course I know how to open it.
Pop. Yeah, hand it over.
All right. Roll me an intellect task.
I love that giggle.
Hold on. Do the rolls.
This one will be a task difficulty 7 to figure out if you can
I have never
know
done
the exact way to open it.
to hope I know the exact way to open this.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of those things, it's like, I could keep poking at it, but I will literally die trying to figure out how to open the box if I keep...
It's the curiosity killed the pangolin.
Literally, like, I've already spent, like, more than half my intellect pool trying to figure it out, so it's like, I've succeeded every time, but I'll still die, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Good. Let's see, what have I got?
What is it? I'm sitting here looking on it so I know what to add to my rolls and stuff, and I actually don't see where it says intellect.
Oh, it's okay. So basically you just roll the d20 if you have any skills that are surrounding arcane or artifacts that will help.
Oh, and then okay, wait. Haha. You said the difficulty was how much?
It's going to be 7, so you need to spend some effort in able to, or to be able to
Okay, so I'm gonna
figure it out to begin with.
effort to roll. I'm gonna put. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna put like 4. Okay.
Yep, 7 is also the standard difficulty to try to figure out rare lore without actually going to a different place to figure it out.
And then it's asking me my assets.
Mm-hmm.
Do.
All right. Hey.
Oh,
Did it?
Yeah.
I can't see anything. Did it do it? Where did all stuff go?
not quite. I'm not sure why that's saying that's a success.
That's
Yeah.
it's saying that we applied 4 effort, which would be like a bunch of points.
Yeah,
We
that's
can't
a
do that
bit
yet.
too much effort. So, unfortunately, no, it's not going to beat it. I'm sorry that the system is a little bit unintuitive regarding effort. You could have only spent 1 level at this tier. So, you try your best and you search your mind. You know you've seen something like this before, and the pangolin person saying that it sounds like an artifact strikes you as true. And you're like, oh, it's probably some sort of keyword, or maybe there's some sort of magical lock somewhere. It just needs a key. But you can't summon anything to mind. It's just a jumble of possibilities there. However, you think that there may be a chance that one of your superiors knows.
I'm gonna look at it, and I'm just sort of like touching it and going, oh, yes, just. You know who would know something about this? Carol. She's a know-it-all. She knows everything.
Oh.
So we go to the library. I think I know somebody that can help us with this.
Oh, perfect. We're heading to the library.
Want this back?
Yes.
Library. Pangolia's eyes like throws this artifact like it's junk. No.
Yeah, I take it back. How many did you use from your pool for Pangoliath, your intelligence pool?
I've used 6 points total.
Okay, Sedna sees that you're mentally straining over this box, and
I can always recover too.
oh, well. I have something for this, surprisingly enough. She walks over and she says, "Thank you so much for the box and for your help." And she kind of like puts her finger right in between like your forehead, and she actually is going to do blessings of the god, and will be able to give you 1d6 points of that stat pool back.
Oh no!
It's like a little warm.
Touched my forehead, but it went straight to my heart.
Are pangoliaths hearts in their heads? Who knows?
So how much?
So you get 1d6 points back to the intelligence stat pool, because that's what
Oh
I'm
no,
gonna do.
I got 1.
One. It's okay.
I'm also going to use a recovery roll if I can.
Okay, there you go.
So,
Pour those blessings right into his third eye. Yes.
yeah.
I bless you.
So I'm back
Nice.
to full.
Okay, perfect. Said it feels better. You seemed like you were straining really hard. I imagine that there was like a single
A Pangoliath of very little brain.
yeah, there was like a vein that popped out. All right. I look around realizing that I am terribly lost in a city of this size, and Sedna's like, do you know where the library is?
Yeah, I work there.
Oh, and I like skip a little with excitement. Do they have books, like a lot of books?
An unnecessary amount of books.
Perfect.
And I think there was an unnecessary amount of books, and then I stepped in this place, and my first thought was, wow, that's an unnecessary amount of books.
I would like to see that many books. I've only ever seen as many as I can count on 2 hands. And my web feet.
you might need to sit down when you come in here.
Why? Oh, because and right. Do you have a name?
Stein.
I'm Sedna.
Hi, Sid.
These are my friends. They helped me acquire this box.
Are they good at acquiring other things?
Friends?
Theme. This is the Pen Goliath. What is his name? I know his name. Professor. No. This is Pen Goliath, and this is Carmine, and we have a list of things we're doing.
Don't let my size intimidate you. I am really quite mild. So Pangolai is about the size of like a regular people's, but he's mammoth sized for a pangolin, so he thinks he's quite larger than he actually is.
So he's a pangolin.
He's as tall as a short guy. So,
he rides a balloon.
I do. Currently stashed.
And this is a Hell Knight.
Carmen just does like a single like, yeah.
I'm actually not sure how tall I am.
Are you asking me? Because I'll tell you, you're quite tall. How tall are you?
Only there was a mirror, so I could figure out how tall I was.
Somewhere between Maeve's height and Pangoliath. I don't know.
I'll just say that I'm shorter than the Pangoliath, so that it's like, not by much. Like we're like the same height. Like, don't let my size intimidate you. You are definitely I've ever met.
These aren't really muscles either. This is it's my fats. I eat very well.
Yeah, that's why we also have to go to the store at some point.
Oh yes, we must get food. I keep forgetting. Is there food near the library?
There's this little shop that I go for lunch every now and then. We can stop in there and get some drinks and something to eat, and maybe I can finally get his number. Let's go to the coffee shop.
Oh,
so Stein leads you through. Stein leads you through the large alleyways and corridors of the city that are growing in business as you walk through them. There are a great many small shops and residences as you pass through. You also get the feeling that this is a city with a large military presence. The Sail Navy takes up very centrally here, and you pass by this large building with these banners outside of it with painted, like hand-painted cloth, which read something to the effect of, there's not a whole lot of written language on it, but it strikes you as propaganda, holding a lot of red, and in words, and the only words, it says, "Join us, erase your debt."
I said I wouldn't even know the concept of propaganda, but she does look at this very vibrant like poster and goes, "Join us." That's a great way to work off your debt.
No, it isn't.
Well, why not?
Don't worry about it. You don't have any debt, do you? You're from the sea. You paid everything in sea glass.
I'm not sure I understand debt. You mean owing someone something? And you owe enough that you have to join someone else? Doesn't that just put you in more debt?
Pangoliath sweats profusely at all this talk about debts.
She ponders on this as if it is a strange concept. I'm getting very sweaty. Are you feeling well?
My education came at a great cost.
It's too real.
I know. I agreed to fly in the balloon to try to reduce the load, but the bridge was not well made. I've accrued. And I look at Carmine and I lean in. Interest.
What does that mean?
It's my great nemesis. It never sleeps.
It's always accruing.
You know how when you're hungry, you get more hungry quicker?
Sure.
That's how interest works, but with money. It's like you have to eat. You have to just give all your money to this very hungry beast.
There's a beast that eats money?
Yeah, it's called education.
And it's quite true, even in this world.
I was saying, isn't there like a university thing?
Yeah, more or less all of the universities, if you don't have the money to go there, you can just indebt yourself and work as you are.
I fabricated a fictitious person to co-sign. I found out.
So as you continue on your way, you eventually come to a coffee shop. It smells very nice outside. They offer a wide selection, being able to as a port city. It's rather warm. They do have some outdoor seating, and there is a very cute barista. Manning the shop.
We're also tickled right now.
I kind of want to make them an octopus, Tannen, to be honest.
I was wondering what I was like, tell me what it is, Marcie. I can see it cooking.
but sorry, it looks like Bunny's gonna explode if I make that happen. What did you envision this cute barista looking like?
Doesn't matter what I thought.
Wait, what?
I said, doesn't matter what I thought, because I know what I want now.
Oh, yeah.
Is it octopus? A little bit of calamari. Some tackle. All right. So, there's a rather cute octopus anima, or at least you can imagine that they're cute. Like Stein, he's Theron looking from the waist up. I've got two guesses as to where his mouth is. Hold on. And he's got 8 legs that come out, like a sort of male version of Ursula.
Oh, okay. Ooh. I find this fascinating. Sedna has never seen another part human-y sea creature.
So, there's a little bit of a line before you get to the desk. It only takes about 2 or 3 minutes. And when you get up there, they offer some bread as well as cake and a fairly wide selection of coffees. Coffee in this world is made of a similar bean, but in different colors.
What is the bread made out of?
The bread itself is mostly a flatbread that's made with sea salt, and then they have a very sweet bread as well that's infused with some vanilla and lotus.
Sounds very tasty.
Delicious.
Said not said. Is that him?
Yeah. Stein is like specifically behind. Sedna's like, yeah.
Yeah, the show. Yeah. He's also has 8 legs.
I know. Perfect.
Pangoliath's gonna slice the bread using his claws, and then he's gonna poke one and toast it on Carmine.
Doing that actually makes the flames a little bit hotter. Just like,
Yes, it's 2 stars for that one. Oh, hey, how are you?
Hey.
Maybe it's on the house.
Yeah.
Oh, that's-
What does that mean? I'd like mine in the house.
No, he means it's fine. Just go. He means we can have it.
Oh.
So,
Piccolo starts eating more quickly.
the last time I was here, you said you were going to give me the recipe for the lavender bread, and
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
yeah. Do you have it?
I mean, I haven't written it down, but I'd be happy to recite it for you if you came by after hours tonight.
Yeah, I can totally do that. I just have to finish putting the stuff in the things with the pages. But after that, definitely after that.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good. What can I get your friends? Are they your friends?
Yes, I have friends, and these are them. This is Sedna.
He stares inquisitively at the shell on your back. Is that So that's a nice backpack.
It is. It's my hermit shell. I like your suckers.
Thanks.
Did you acquire those, or was it like I have webbed feet. She's trying really hard to figure out how to speak to him.
Cool.
This like new person is a Hell Knight. They never said your name.
I'll take an espresso.
Yeah, sure. He pours that for you. Or starts it. Espresso takes a second.
And the one toasting food over the other friend's head is a Pangoliath. Don't let his size intimidate you.
For I am quite intimidating.
You're a pretty big guy.
I work out.
Yeah.
Good diet.
Yeah, I can tell.
But that's not his muscle. He told me that earlier.
No, hey, this is my gas tank. These are the gun show. And then Pangoliath starts strutting his stuff and muscle posing. It's worth noting that this is extremely impressive as far as Pangoliaths go.
I was going to say that.
That's true.
I have muscles of iron and all these strength abilities.
Nice. That's pretty good. All right, so anything I can get for you, Mr. Gunjo?
More ammunition, if you will. And I'm just Carmine, try some of this. It's delicious. And I try to feed you some of the bread off my Pangoliath claws. They're clean.
It catches on fire and turns into ash before it reaches.
I catch it on my tongue. I flick it out like that.
He quietly gives you each a drink and a slice of bread on the house. Little quickly, you can tell that he's trying to hide it. He might have a boss in the back or something. Sedna, I would like to introduce an intrusion for you.
Oh,
because somebody's never had coffee before.
Oh, I've never had coffee. Yeah, this black drink. You're right. Right.
So I would like to give you an XP for an intrusion.
We'll so take that.
Nice. And then you can give one to a friend.
Let's give one to Stein. Stein brought Sedna here for her first cup of coffee.
Nice.
And, you may need it for your late night meetup.
Yep. You try coffee for the first time. It is bitter.
Oh.
It tastes like dried something. You're not sure. How can something taste burnt?
Why is it hot?
But it's water. How do they burn water like this?
Put the blackness in the water. And she's kind of like lapping it.
And then let's have you roll me an intellect check. You can also choose to fail this if you want. The purpose
let's just fail it.
This check is for caffeinated Sedna to take over for the next hour.
Oh, God. And we're going to the library?
We're going to the library.
Somebody's going to have to put a leash on me. It simmers for a second. I like this feeling. My chest, what is that? I can feel my heart. Do you feel that?
Yeah, it feels good.
Wow.
I think I made a horrible mistake.
I'm so ready to see this library. I've never really read a book, at least not start to finish anyways. Most of the time the pages end up wet and they get all soggy and kind of weird. So we don't really, have books from my tribe. We just tell stories around the fire. Yeah.
We can definitely keep talking about this, but from in front of the counter so the other customers can get their coffee and just like
she goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And she turns and probably knocks something off with her shell in the excitement.
You see the legs of the barista just and wrap around.
She goes, I'm feeling a bit claustrophobic. Is it just me? This is a very large city, but there are a lot of people. It's kind of small. I'm going outside, okay? And she's like...
Carmine just drinks the espresso and goes after her. Regardless of how hot it is. Just like...
Wow. Love that. A literal shot of hot coffee.
The real adventure was caffeinating Sedna along the way.
Stein is going to still take a little bit of money out and just and put it down. It's like just in case they ask, and then you just hear her like she would just
yeah, he takes it. All right, so you make your way, Sedna, bouncing up the stairs. As Stein continues to lead the rest of you, you notice that where they're leading you is high to the top of the mountain on these very narrow, tall stairs that lead up to the top to where this building stands overlooking the city and the sea.
Sedna probably talks nonstop the whole way up the flight of stairs. She never gets winded. She's just kind of like, I don't understand why they would put it so far away from the people. Don't you want knowledge to be accessible? Why is it at the top of a mountain? It seems a little odd to me. What about the old people that still need to read stories when nobody sits around and tells them to them anymore? I just don't understand why you'd want to keep something like this hidden away for so far. Are we there yet?
You're so prolific. I see what they...
Probably squeezing this vibrating box too, just like...
I would say Pangoliath would get winded, however, Pangoliath pilots hot air balloons, so it's probably floating.
Possibly. Pangoliath also, unlike most people, has the endurance enabler.
Oh, that's true. It's true.
It's one of those things where, don't let me intimidate you. I can run for days.
That's true. I forgot about that.
But I would probably float up.
Yeah. Save your strength.
Stein is so used to going up these steps by now that they're just following and answering questions rapidly fired towards her from small children. So you're like going, and then when you go to take a breath, she goes, it's so far away so that it's harder for people to steal books, so I have to chase them. We keep them so high up so that it can last longer. You want knowledge to be accessible, yes, but you don't want it to be easy. You have to earn it. We want just like answering your questions.
As fast as you're like, and she's... Oh, well, that makes so much more sense. I get it. Knowledge is like a form of currency. Oh my gosh, is there a monster that also eats books?
Yes, it's called education.
I almost choked on my gum.
Today's game is salty.
It's so salty.
I'm the sea.
The view is beautiful. You might be able to enjoy it had you an ounce of quiet Carmen.
Probably get to the top. The air's probably a little thin too now that we
It
are
is
higher
a bit,
elevation.
yeah, it is a bit thin up here, but it's not unbearable.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still far below the clouds. It overlooks the city, but it's not much higher than that. It feels clear, and you can see out on the horizon the crystal blue waters just stretching into the horizon. You find yourselves looking at the entrance of a very large, looks like marble, but perhaps it's made of something else, some white building that cascades over the top of this mountain. It's much bigger now that you're up here with it. Huge.
I see now why they needed to put it so far away. It's so big.
As you enter in, you notice that the sound of your footsteps and your voice carry. You can hear tiny scratches happening from every which way, every corridor that you look down. Just tiny scritches,
What is that?
like something climbing or mice crawling in walls. It's hard to tell. And as you go, you see that there are places to head downstairs, or what you presume to be into the depth, maybe carved into the mountain. You also start to smell mildew, like the kinds of smells that you smell around old books and old cloth.
What is? Yeah, I'm like, it smells like. I know that smell. What is that? Oh, mildew. Why? What is those sounds? And why is somebody saying what I'm saying over and over after I say it?
Over and over after I say it. Say it.
Is it it's got to be that black drink you gave me.
Hall of Infinite Sadness.
Oh,
I don't think we need that right now.
you hear shh, 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 shh.
Is it? The weapon ready.
My dame had a lame tame crane. Sorry.
My name had a lame tune. Echoes down the hall, and you hear shh, shh, shh.
One
Once more.
of my legs just sort of goes over your mouth.
You shush all of us. Just
All at the same time.
So, you all continue your way in, Stein leading you to their superior, who is a Theron woman with olive skin and very dark hair. She is weaving some kind of tapestry in a room full of them. This room has a window that overlooks the sea on the north side. Below, you can see the city below. She must be a high librarian to have this kind of room.
And you said she's working on a tapestry, or she just has them?
She is, and you open this curtain to get in that looks exactly like one of the tapestries that
Okay.
she's working on, and she bids you to come in and close the curtains once you enter. It's a big place, so it takes about 5 minutes to walk here from the entrance. She bids you enter.
Hey, Cheryl.
Hi. You may call me Librarian Cheryl.
it's very formal.
It is very formal.
Carmine actually gives a slight bow.
She
I copy because I don't know what else to do.
she quits her work and then takes off these thimbles on her fingers. So, you've brought friends with you today?
I have brought friends. I've also brought inquiries, friends, and inquiries, your favorite two things.
I do like riddles.
You do like riddles, and one of my legs just kind of does the kind of motion behind me for one of you guys in the box. Like, yes, and I have acquired this. I need to know how to open it.
She motions for it.
Like scuttles over and hands it to you.
As she extends her hand just a bit more, the three of you notice that her hands are miscolored from the rest of her body. They are a brighter pink, maybe purple, as though she'd suffered horrific burns before. And she takes the box from you and sets it down. Right. Oh, that is interesting. I haven't seen one of these before, but I think we might have something about it on the subfloor 3 artifacts. It's very magical. It's very magical. Where did you acquire this?
Flat rat.
It belongs to me.
A trade.
A trade.
Legally binding.
Take this. Back then, should be able to find something in the library.
We're also looking for. Oh gosh. Why are we here? There's something in the letter.
Yes, the letter. We were looking for. Weren't we looking for information on the
Person?
person? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't have the letter anymore. I'm trying to find it.
It's okay. I have the letter saved.
I feel like it's in the Discord.
It is.
Yeah. This is why.
Let's see. Gosh, sorry. Should have looked this up.
Is it oh, chat's helping us out. Oh, that's it. We found it faster than we could. Crazy. BB, right? Or AA. What was the signature?
It's one of those.
Just can't remember. Hoping, hearing from soon, even if you need a break from this slice of normal. Please let me know where I should meet you next. Preferably not on your land this time. The alligators don't take kindly there. You know how to reach me. Okay. Yeah, it's signed. I'm going to say those are two B's.
Okay.
They could also be A's, but...
I think, yeah, Carmine will, we're looking for a certain person, possibly some sort of academic, hoping that maybe you could recognize the signature.
She looks it over. And she'll allow Stein to look it over as well.
Just come behind and...
Let's see.
And
would be able to find something in like a registry? Do we have anything like that?
We have the GM's mind is blanking right now. A person who specializes in handwriting.
A calligrapher?
Might be. We have Aguk downstairs. I think he specializes in handwriting. He's like that one. And she points at Carmine.
Wait. Oh no, I don't think I've met them yet.
I don't think you have either.
I'm still meeting people.
You'll get on. Aguk, tannin, green flesh. A little bit clumsy. He's nice. Let's see here. This is this paper right here is fresh. This is paper that was made by people who don't care to wait for Gants to emerge before they cut trees down. Probably Demiran. I don't know anything about this ink. You can take this to the ink experts. Not here. We wouldn't have them here, but there should be some ink sellers in town who would be able to identify it if you let them destroy the letter, that is. I don't know how much it means to you. Maybe a lot.
Well, if it's about what's on it, we can always just copy it down and then they can still have the letter technically, but get all the stuff looked at.
This is a weird date. 2/13 Raltide Chansenween. That doesn't make sense.
maybe some kind of code.
That might be a code. I don't know what it means, but it might be a code. Anyway, that's what I can tell.
Oh, God, the whole thing's a code, isn't it?
Hands it back. Now that y'all are taking a closer look at it, anyone who wants to can roll an intellect check for more information.
I will roll.
Oh, thank you, Graphology. Thank you very much, Cradle.
I think I'm going to try to roll for it, if only to get the hang of this.
So,
I'm not. Or
Were you saying that I could only put one effort in because? Like,
Yeah, you're tier 1, so you can put 1 level of effort in.
Okay. So instead of rolling, I'm doing it where. Do we have a difficulty?
No, it's going to be scaling.
I rolled an 8, but I also applied effort.
Nice.
Try to lower it.
Okay.
Sedna only rolled a 5, but
Nice.
this is not really her bag.
I did
No.
well.
No. All right, so now that you know that you're looking for a code, this might be one of the worst codes you've ever seen. Both of you, Pangoliath and Stein, you're looking at it, 213 Rodtide Jansen Wayne. This is probably an address and not a date. And then you take a closer look at it, and then you realize, oh, no, wait, this guy didn't have a lot of time, perhaps, didn't have an established code that they were using, but it says, well, each of the first letters of each of the sentences spells IMINDANGERHELP.
In danger?
Help. Or I'm in danger, help, yeah.
Well, that he spelled it wrong. Sedna kind of looks to both of these librarians. You know a lot of things. Is there information here on, I'd say, religious things or gods? Or I don't really know how this library thing works.
What's your checkout procedure?
A checkout procedure. Well, no books are available to check out. However, you may copy down any information that you wish. As far as gods go, we do have a section devoted to each of the gods, their lore, practices. Well, everyone that we can find. That's quite an extensive section. And she checks her notes. And I have to say this every time, that there is a small god section that you will find there dedicated from Miss Parvati Budhwali.
No! Grandma?
Name drop!
No!
Does this small section have a location, a floor?
Yes. The gods are actually, well, it depends. They are stationed according to which floor we believe the gods want to be on. So if you have an idea of the gods you'd like to see, I can point you in that direction. Otherwise, you can start from the very bottom and work your way up.
I have a particular affinity as a warrior for Sumi.
Sumi, yes. That one we don't actually have in here. You'll find that one at the shore, all the way down the mountain on the side.
So there are books by the sea.
Kind of. You'll find the books rather immovable, let's say.
What's the heaviest book you've got here?
It's the entire mountain.
What is single volume?
Wait,
A
I'm sorry.
single-
The
oh,
book
it's-
mountain?
Yes, for Sumi, we carve it into the side of the mountain. Oh, I shouldn't say we. The ghost who works specifically on Sumi stories and legends works on the mountain.
And smiles this giant smile. Can we see it?
Yes, of course. Just go down the stairs. And she kind of points, gesturing to the exit, so that you would leave, then go all the way down from back whence you came. You do have a couple stops to make before that happens, unless you'd like to split up.
So we know we have a location. right?
I was gonna go look up some books of addresses and where they might be, like city census
Yes,
data.
they have atlases and census data.
Okay,
I've,
yeah, that's where Carmine's going.
I'm going to be fully transparent. I intend to steal a book from here, but
Okay.
I've got to think long and hard about how that works, because everything here has been very intimidating for Pingalia's small brain.
Oh no.
Actually, Ben Glythe, before you steal books, I have a question. Would you would you allow me to ride in your floating basket so I could read the mountain?
Pangoliath ponders for a second exactly all the implications of taking Sedna for a basket ride, and decides, yes, this would be agreeable.
Really?
Yes.
She looks very excited. As if she's never been gifted anything except for this box she clutches, still vibrating to her chest.
It's one of those things where I think Pingaliath is a bit of a kleptomaniac, not to use the term lightly. It's one of those things where, I mean, stealing's just what pangolins do. They just pick things up and they take them. And this will prevent him from doing this dastardly act. So he's like, I must busy my hands elsewhere. So he starts massaging his brain.
Oh, okay. Logically, we should do things inside the library before outside. So she's Sedna goes, we know that the third floor will tell us how to open the box. So we should go to the third floor, right? And try to find out what we can. And then on our way out, we'll read the mountain.
So that's the plan. Because I can't lead you guys anywhere until you come up with a plan, and you're making my head hurt.
It's the journey, not the destination.
And
I can't believe you just said you're going to try to steal a library book in front of a librarian.
Who said I was doing anything in front of her?
Would you escort me to the third floor?
Yes, it offers my arm.
I meant. Well, Sedna takes it. Not sure what that custom is. That's not really. She doesn't understand, but she looks arms
doesn't
like.
know either.
Is this? She kind of looks at you oddly. I'm sure. And then I look at Stein and I was like, "Would you escort us?"
Yes, I will escort you two together at all times. And just looks at Pangoliath.
I once met a young man with a large beard and a tall hat who traveled in such a fashion. Reference to the Abraham Lincoln lookalike character.
Yep, and I shout over my shoulder as we leave the Carmine, "Are you coming?"
No, I'm gonna deal with this.
Okay.
Just turn around.
We'll take the letter.
Stein just turns around and looks at Carmine and is like, how do you do this?
And then I'm like,
We're simple.
Your problem now.
sometimes yeah, it's about the adventure. And I go, "Okay, we'll see you downstairs, Kay."
Okay. So you head to the subfloor number 3 to speak with No.
No, to try to find out more information about the artifact.
Yes. Yep. So I won't make you roll for this. This will only take time.
Okay.
You can roll to try to reduce that time. Even with a skilled librarian, you're still going to be looking through volumes. So you are going to, and this is like an old system. There's no searchable thing here. It's all by hand, going through a book to figure out which where you need to start looking, and then going through each of those books. So between the 3 of you, I'd estimate that you're going to spend about 4 to 5 hours here. If you'd like to reduce that time, an intellect check with difficulty 5, I think, would be appropriate.
I can make it.
Okay.
I'm gonna apply effort. I'm gonna prepare just in case, since I have a lot of XP, to maybe use some just in case.
Pangoliath used the Nasset. Gotta open the box.
I don't know. You know it. So it's a difficulty 5? And I am applying effort. And no asset.
Oh well, you can have an asset if you have the
Success.
library helping you. Oh, nice.
So even with the librarian, so I did
Yep.
enough to do it.
Excellent. So, between the three of you searching, you managed to find what you're looking for in about 10 minutes. Some of this can probably, no, not 10 minutes, sorry, 2 hours.
Okay.
2 hours and 10 minutes. Some of this can be attributed to, you notice that Pangoliath, perhaps it's because of the eyes on either side of the head, can look through 2 books at once.
Love it. Senda looks
With the long
so
fingers
overwhelmed.
just going across. And meanwhile, Stein also helping with just 4 of their 8 legs, just
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. My muscles of iron, split eyeballs, and my endurance, plus my reading habit, I was built to tear this library apart.
Love it.
If we save time by making a mess.
I imagine that I've come down off my caffeine high at this point, so I'm crashing in all of these books. Like, this is way out of Sedna's league, and she just kind of sits there and watches the two of you in that like stupor. Like, she's trying to help, but
all right. And you find that there are objects like this which kind of vibrate a little bit in response to speaking. And after playing around with the object for a bit more, you discover that's exactly what this thing is doing. It's responding to speaking and being held. Through this and through using the books, you figure out that there must be some kind of keyword to speak to open the box. And you discover that because of the brittle-looking nature of the box, it's very possible that by shattering it, you would have shattered whatever is inside as well.
right.
So you know you're looking for a keyword, and you discover that the closer you get to the keyword, the more that the box will vibrate.
Oh. Senda tries to think back to when it was vibrating earlier and what she was talking about. That she can't remember because she said a lot of things and there was coffee in her system.
There was. So you can spend a bit more time with the box.
Oh, I'm going to spend a lot of time with this box.
Of course.
Until I figure it out. I mean, I'm sure I continue to hug it when we find out that that's a possibility for like helping with the opening process. But I look at our, Stein, the librarian, and our very intelligent Pangoliath, and Sydney says, I could start just going through the words I know. I know a lot of words.
Yeah, you can know many words and go through them. Complete transparency on the table. Going to require. Well, you could spend 2 XP and open the box.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I'd like to do because I learned about the keyword earlier. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what it was though. Now I've confirmed that I've confirmed that I would have shattered what was inside. So I think I should just spend the XP because that's what it's there for.
All right, that is what it's there for. So you spend the XP. In doing so, it's just so like. What the general idea of going through the motions of like different syllables and words and vowels in order to open a box with a thing is kind of like trying to match what somebody is saying in front of them.
Benungible. It's Colin and I. Yeah. Colin and I did this at a convention.
Yep. So you're watching Pangoliath do this, and then without warning, it's benungible. It pops open very, very quickly, with one side of the box going one way and the other one firmly in Sedna's grasp. Inside, you see a dagger. It's crystalline looking, and it appears to be made of some kind of... It looks a bit like mercury.
Oh, weird.
It feels hard, but it behaves like liquid. Just a little bit.
At that.
You pick it up, and it forms. Its movements somewhat similar to, I guess, the singing sword in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
And when you strike it out, it goes flat again. That is if somebody picks it up. And who does pick it up? Pangoliath.
It's all Sedna.
Yeah, it's all Sedna.
I will definitely offer it to you. She's wide-eyed, though.
Pangoliath did spend an asset for it, but it is...
You did.
Yeah, but I had all sorts of weird motives. I thought I didn't know I was going to get like a weird artifact. I was just trying to get.
You technically have 2 weird artifacts. You have a box that only opens when you say Benungible.
Here, give me Carmine's keys.
Yeah.
Oh. And if you break it, it just shatters on the inside. This is the weirdest. All right.
Which you 100% know Carmine would just smash it.
Yeah, I mean, if I definitely would, I'm just amazed that he got the stupid thing open, like said his jaw dropped.
Yep. When you pick it up, you feel not a kinship with this item, Sedna. There's a very real magic to it. Magic that you've only heard of. You've heard of people tuning with the voice of the sea, with the feeling that is Sumi, but this is a different experience. It is liquid. It feels like it should be perhaps attributed to Sumi, but it's not. And as soon as your hand clenches completely around it, as soon as you strike it out, you get this image of fire in your mind. The entire area around you fills with flames. Suddenly, everything dies down, and in the center, there's a woman with flaming red hair who's walking towards you, her face obscured by shadow. She reaches out towards you and says her name, Irina, and then it goes away.
What? Can I drop it, or is it stuck to my hand?
You can drop it. It clatters to the ground and then melts a little bit, but stays where it is.
I look around for affirmation from the other 2 that they saw what I saw.
You noticed that she was smoking a little bit. Like Carmine usually smokes. Sedna was smoking. Just slightly.
Dagger, there was fire and a woman, and her hair it was on fire. She was on fire. No? Okay. Signa's like looking for any kind of affirmation that it happened. She can probably, you said she's kind of steaming a little bit or like hot. She looks to Stein, who's a librarian, and she's like, do you know something about this? About there's a magic and energy. It's something that, and I just point at the dagger still laying on the ground.
Can I? I'd like to pick it up and sort of hold it up and go.
Sure.
Wait, does it do anything when I pick it up?
You pick it up. It doesn't behave the same way for you. It appears to have a strong blade. It has a firm hilt, a firm grip. It just seems to you like a regular blade. You can sense magic on it. Magic is, especially magic items, is very. They're not subtle. Yeah.
But it doesn't really do anything.
No, but if you inspect the back, and this is something that Sedna might have noticed but not made the connection to, imprinted in the handle, now that it's all solidified, there is an image of a small sword that you recognize as a symbol of the god Irina, the god of war.
What do you see? Did you see her? The fiery woman?
Well, the symbol on the back is definitely of Irina.
Yes, she said that was her name. She told me that.
Whenever you say arena, the blade grows hot in your hand. Not enough to burn, but you notice that there's definitely a temperature difference every time.
Okay. So definitely something to do with fire woman. We'll just say that because I don't want to get singed.
Don't disrespect the gods.
Our Lady of Perpetual Fire.
Cross myself. That I dotted the eyes. Sorry.
Oh, is it Carmine? Kind of perpetual fire?
Yes.
Does he know anything about her? What do we know about this woman? She was so hot.
A hot woman.
Did you
I'm still steaming.
We can definitely ask. In, library, so I'm sure we can find some stuff out.
That's right. Carmine, you were going to the...
I'm looking up, census data.
Addresses.
That's right.
We're actually going to cut to you just very briefly. Over time, as you play with it, you realize that by saying arena, the blade grows hot, dealing extra flame damage on a hit, and in the amount of five flame.
That sounds like an item for the Hell Knight. Sedna's like, ooh, maybe we could surprise Carmine and he'll have the address. Where do we find addresses in the library?
Good question.
Let's
Let's cut there real quick.
Carmine's head.
Carmine, you've been. I don't think Carmine is a heavy-footed person, not just stomping around. Carmine definitely knows how to walk in quiet places, but it doesn't make them any less noticeable. This sort of glowing
6'2" glowing.
Yeah, 6'2" glowing demon just walking the halls.
With a candle, just... Is it dark here? I don't know where we're at.
It is fairly dark, but you're fine. For seeing. You've got the ability to be able to see in darkness, if I remember correctly.
No, I chose blood sight.
Oh, right. Perfect. So yeah, you can glow. You've got this.
Okay.
Eventually, you find your way to documentation on cities. It's going to take you quite a while. It's the same issue that the other folks were having with, it takes time. And if you'd like that to take less time, you can roll a difficulty check. This one is going to be 5 as well.
All right.
Intellect.
Let's give it a try. Let's put a little effort. And we got a... No, I only rolled a 10. So, I'm 1 below. So, it takes a while.
It takes a while.
I imagine at some point Carmine's just sitting at a table just surrounded in books.
Yeah.
Just like...
Yeah, about 3 hours later, you're joined by the rest.
I'm sure Sedna comes kind of quickly running with excitement, blade in hand, running with a blade.
Can I hear like
probably the flap, flap, flap? Yeah. And I'm like, Carmine, look. Do you know who? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know who? And I check a piece of paper because I'm sure I wrote it down. Irina is.
The god of war.
Yes. We opened the box. Look. On a dagger, and she pointed at me and she said her name, and it was all hot and flaming, and all I could think about was you. Here, do you want the dagger?
No. If I get any hotter, my skin's gonna start boiling off.
But don't you want
to? Steiner just coming in behind, like, you can't go around running with knives screaming inside of a library.
Oh, I'm sorry. I pulled the knife. I was like, I'm sorry. I got excited. I've never been in a library before.
Roll one at the library.
What is this floor all about, Carmine?
What?
Upstairs, we were researching artifacts. What does this floor do?
Oh, Carmine looks down at the books, and it's just like addresses and maps and names and you see, when you're trying to track people down, sometimes you have to look at lots and lots of boring tables. Just names and numbers.
And Honesty Ben Goliath did all of that. Well, and Stein, I kind of watched.
It's fine. You were coming down from copy. I understand.
Santa doesn't want to talk about it.
Either
Clearly.
Carmen's just like, either you can help or you can go scream outside.
No. I'll help. How do I help?
We're looking for this name, this address, something with a BB next to it, maybe.
Carmine has laid out in front of them about 40 different maps of 40 different cities that they have here, going through each corner to try to find
Pick a city,
this refers
start
to.
going through it.
There are this many places?
And
And
there's
this,
a lot more.
Oh, this is just in the area.
I'm obviously totally overwhelmed again. That happens to Sedna. Okay. I will help. How do I do that? An intellect roll to help him?
If you would like to attempt to make it go faster, you may.
I
Might as well.
I
I'm
think
gonna use some effort.
if I can help, I would do that.
So I got a 14
Sedna got it with the effort.
with
Nice.
the effort, yeah.
Excellent. For 14, it still takes a little bit of time.
Mhm.
But between the lot of you, I mean, Sedna, you're a hunter. You're used to trying to find patterns.
Mm.
You're a warrior, you're a hunter. And time breezes by very frustratingly. And then finally you find it. This corner. And it's,
I pick the map up and just shake it.
yep, Chance and Wayne. You look at it, it's an address in Mazur, Demir, the capital city of Demir.
Who owns that address?
Well, you can look it up, and when you do, you find that it's actually the address of well, it could be one of two places. It's either this kind of small shrine belonging to Berna, or directly across from that is jail.
Or jail?
Oh,
Oh.
upstairs she mentioned that it was probably Demir. The writing, right? Isn't that what she said?
In the paper.
And
Yeah.
the paper. That's what it was. Yeah. Okay. Well, this lines up.
And now we don't have to destroy it to try to figure out where the ink came from.
Is that how you find out about ink?
Yeah, you eat it.
That is not something everyone can do. Please do not go around eating my books.
Oh yeah, no. It requires a trained tongue.
I just simply lean over to Carmen and go, "Have you done that?"
Only once it was really bad.
Well, this is at least another step in the right direction. So what do we do now?
So we have we found out about the letter, which is what you guys wanted to do, and found the address. And you opened the box,
Mhm.
and I still have to get ready for my date.
Right. Well, we need food, and I have a mountain to read. So, maybe we could meet you after your date. Do you need
I have a date.
It doesn't have to be called a date. It's a chance meeting, a late night meeting. Isn't that what he called it?
He said after hours meeting.
Okay. Cinna looks like I'm making this worse.
Yeah, Pangolin is just like,
Pangolin.
in the colloquial common tongue, a booty call. No, he doesn't
All
say
right,
that.
with
No.
that, let's take a break.
3, 2, 1, and we're back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back from a break. Hopefully you bioed, we bioed. I'm gonna just hand it straight over to Marsie. If you're
Awesome.
joining us, I'm so excited you're here.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. If you're just joining us, let's shout out real quick to our players, Grant, Ethan, Dot, and Bunny. They are playing wonderful characters that you will meet as we play the game. We'll explain a little bit more about them if you haven't seen the extension yet after we're done. If you've just joined us, today the characters have entered into a city by the sea called Eucrolia. This place is built around the edge and also up the side of a great mountain beside the sea. It's a beautiful place. It's resplendent. And the library that they were seeking out, they have been searching through for information that they are finding swaths of. The librarians have told them that anything that they find in this place, they can copy for free, that they should not take anything with them. They've also discovered information based around the box they had acquired earlier from a strange pack rat with a hoarding house, in which Pangoliath managed to secure a trade in exchange for one of his I imagine just Pangoliath has just like a bunch of monocles just hanging on the inside of his coat.
That was my mayor monocle.
Oh yeah, it was the Mare monocle. Exchanged a Mare monocle for a box containing a magical artifact. When they opened it, Sedna discovered that it had some sort of connection to the god of war and behaved similarly to the way that the god of war's cloak does. It appears to be metal, but behaves like liquid. And so this dagger kind of, it's like Jell-O, I guess.
Does it like paint when you slice it?
Maybe. But she realized that when she says the name, the blade heats. Say arena, and the blade does fire damage. Meanwhile, Carmine was a few floors down, searching out some address information. They didn't manage to find it before the rest of the party joined them, becoming incredibly frustrated over tons and tons of maps to find one corner in the world. And we rejoin them after they've found that corner, which is either to what they can best guess, a temple to Berna, the god of morality, or a jail. Sometimes those things are the same thing. So we rejoin them as Stein gets ready for a date. And as Sedna goes to read a mountain.
That's right. I feel like I owe Pangoliath so much for this episode.
Well,
Sedna has achieved everything because of him.
This is our not date. As we float. Sunset's perfect.
And all I want to do is read the mountain.
Those are the best states.
Okay, so Stein is not really much different other than they're going to put on their fancy cloak.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the regular cloak and the fancy cloak?
The regular cloak is just kind of just a hood and then more of like a cape like thing that they can then close around them, and then it's just that covers. But the fancy cloak is still a hood, but is one-armed and just kind of crosses over, and then kind of has like a cape that goes on the other side so that they have like movement to like move their arms like this, and that's their fancy cloak.
Awesome. So yep, you don your fancy cloak after a full day of working in the library.
I imagine that we all meet up just out front, like before you go on your date. We're gonna go floating in a balloon, and Sedna simply looks at Stein and maybe gingerly puts a hand on one of your many shoulders, and I simply say, I have never been romantically involved with anything or anyone. I have absolutely nothing to offer you. Good luck. And she means it completely ginger, like honest and genuine.
Here, and they know, and they're just gonna go. I haven't known you that long, but thank you.
As
So
you,
excited.
yeah, as you prepare to leave the library, there's a from behind you. Can I offer you an intrusion, Stein?
Yes.
All right. From behind you, there appears to be your supervisor, your superior, Cheryl. You damned her, Cheryl. Your superior, Cheryl, with a cart of books, and she's tapping her foot.
Hi,
Go ahead.
librarian Cheryl.
Take 1 XP, give 1 to a friend. She crosses her arms and says, "You still have books to put away."
Fancy cloak.
She put those away. I saw her.
Well, they're back now, so
Maybe I can put them away.
You know what? Carmen's like, I got this.
Have you
I'll
ever
put
seen,
them away.
the signs in the library that says, "Please don't put books away, put them on the shelf"? This is why. She taps her foot and says, "No, you're not qualified to do that."
Enough. All right, see y'all later. So it's going down the mountain.
Wait,
That.
what would qualify someone for reshelving books?
Months, years of training, diligent study.
Is it alphabetized or just...
Autobiographical.
Hmm. We have our own system that we use here. One that I don't think that you would know. Thank you very much for using our services today.
It won't take long, guys. Go enjoy your mountain.
But you're 8-legged,
I'll get there.
16-legged, okay.
Pangoliath, you're exceedingly kind, and I feel like Pangoliath
I
in
am.
general has a sense of people. Cheryl most likely knew that
Yep.
Stein was in a good mood for
I-
the date and has put extra work.
Yeah, I was thinking about using an XP, and for the record, I started the session with 4 XP, and I will end it with 1. For I am a kind Pangoliath. I would like to spend an XP to see if I can smooth it over with Librarian Cheryl, and see if we can give leave to Stein, but Stein will be back all the earlier to see that the task is through prior till this is done.
Until this is done.
I'm sorry, I was running out of steam there. It's
Since
just
I
one
have
of
the XP to give, can I give it to Pangoliath?
Yes, you can.
I imagine Carmine reaches and grabs the XP from over my head and goes, "Nope, I'm gonna need this."
Going down the mountain.
I know, just nope.
Mine.
I just Zelda hang glided off the mountain, just like I'm gone.
I'm about to Zelda shovel through the library. And I'd like to spend an XP and see if you can determine the nature. It's one of those things. I don't even know why I should allow Stein to go out on this date, other than we're a party and we met a game by helping us achieve each other's goals. And I just want to give the sad pangolin eyes on either side of my head, and just kind of be like, "It was so helpful, and I saved us so much time earlier by finding the answer. It could have taken us 5 hours, but instead it took us 2. And
Librarian Cheryl's lips thin, somehow even more thin than they were before.
Oh no!
This would normally cost something like 2 XP, I think, to accomplish. However, you do have the kind.
I do, and
descriptor.
I'd be willing to, and I'd be willing to go all in on this situation.
And your
if I
request was reasonable. It's well founded and kind.
I'm willing to ensure that Stein returns and puts all 8 legs to good use, and please just let them go. As they start, like, the pangolin waterworks.
Oh, Sidney's like, look, now you've made him cry.
I'm not crying. I'm leaking dreams.
Fine, but you better be back tonight.
I will be back tonight.
All right.
They stop immediately. We run, jump into my balloon, and take off as we slowly go.
I'll be back tonight, I promise.
Our balloon only has so much space. It's just falling less fast than you would if you just fell off. All right, so y'all head down the hill.
Delivering you balloon style to your date.
Right. you pass overhead Carmine as you go.
Just baloober.
Baloober.
Oh my god.
And drop Stein off at the coffee shop.
Such an entrance. Such an entrance I made.
It's like the Count of Monte Cristo. Greetings.
And because I like narrative romance and just fine timing, the barista is just closing up.
Does all this romance help fuel our turtle? Like, does the existence of romance in the area?
Yeah, if you toss like the dates right into the mouth of the turtle, you just eat right into the turtle's mouth, into your trash-eating son's mouth. You know, just
It's right in there.
Perfect.
When two people really love each other, they make good fuel for mechanical turtles.
I want us to procure like a paintbrush and some paints. You know how there was like vandalism around town? I want Sedna and Pangoliath to like draw themselves on walls, and people think we're some sort of gang or something.
Oh, and she'll think we're just making art. She has no concept of vandalism or
Pangoliath too.
Pangoliaths.
So Sedna and Pangoliath are going out on their date to read mountains and whatever else they're doing.
Vandalism.
Carmine is, I don't know what Carmine's doing yet, but Stein is going out on their own date with the barista. What is Carmine going for?
Carmine actually has the evening to themselves and is going to go enjoy that and probably go find like a drink somewhere and then go sit in a park, watch the ocean.
Did I marry Carmine?
Carmine falls
Like a
in love
perfect
with
evening.
That's like super relaxing. I like that.
Carmine has not had an evening alone since we found the turtle.
That's true. It is quiet without Sedna around too. Just
listening to the ocean.
Yep. That's nice. I'm not going to intrude on that. Let's let Carmine have their quiet evening. So good. All right. So let's start with Stein first. Stein, the barista is just closing up. Did we give this barista a name?
Taco.
Oh, Taco.
Or it could be Cal.
It could be Cal. Let's call him Cal.
Cal Takomari?
Anyway, he's just closing up.
Just like slide down a rope from the balloon. Hi, Cal. Just like he's like, what's up? Let's go on the rope. Floats away.
Your friends know how to travel.
Yeah, they do.
Nice. So I don't know if you had anything in mind.
Did not have anything in mind. Didn't expect this to happen. I can't stop talking.
All right. Well, I was thinking that we could go have a drink. It's a nice place. Any points near the ocean? There's some oceanside taverns here. And I don't know how good you are at swimming.
I don't either. Let's find out.
Okay. And He extends his hand to you.
Which one? Doesn't matter. He's getting 3.
Oh, spider people. And he takes you down the road to a nice place where you can get a lavender-infused drink.
So much calmingness with the lavender.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of herbal-infused things in the nicer places here. But he buys you a fresh-made cocktail. And
have to roll to like not get inebriated.
Hmm?
I am going to drink said cocktail like very, very slowly. At one point, I'm going to drink it and it kind of dribbles because I miss my mouth a bit.
Yeah, you can, if you want, you can drink as much as you want to or as little. He will buy you whatever you want for your recipe exchange night.
Now what these kids are calling it nowadays.
Yep.
You beat me to it.
He assumes that you like lavender, so that's the drink he buys you at first. If you'd like another one, you can. More or less, you're only going to get as drunk as you would like to be tonight.
Probably like 2 drinks, just like settle.
Just drunk spiderkin putting away books. Just
This is going to be so much fun. Nothing is going to be where it needs to be.
Yep. So, and as you drink, he takes you down by the shore, and questions come up. Questions like, how long have you been working at the library?
So, just a few years, no, weeks, no, I can't think right now. Hold on. I've been there for about a year.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
it good?
It's peaceful and boring. And I think that's what makes it peaceful. I haven't done a lot of boring in my life. So, what about you? Have you only been there as long as I've been coming to the cafe?
He considers this question for a moment and says, no, I don't know. I live, and he points out over the water. There's a couple of caves over there. I live over there, and I just pick up odd work where I can. So I guess, yeah, I've only been working at the cafe for about a year.
Okay.
But I pick up other jobs where I can.
What else do you do? What is there to do around here?
Around here? Well, if you like fishing, you can go fishing. You want to charter a ship and go somewhere else, you can.
Like a lot of people charter ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do. There's a lot to do. Most of it is tourist and trading, though. I mean, you've been here a year.
I've been here a year and haven't done much but work and attempt to drink coffee that I don't like to talk to you.
You don't like my coffee?
No, I love your coffee. Your coffee is amazing. I just don't like coffee.
Oh, okay. I feel bad. I feel like I owe you money if it was that bad.
After the stuff you gave me for free, remember? What am I going to owe you? Free? Here you go. All the free.
Yeah. So are you training to be a ghost in the library, or?
No. I am not. I am, I really like books.
Do you?
Yeah, they're full of mystery and information, and they apparently feed beasts.
Huh. Yeah, I guess so. Go ahead and roll. It's not necessarily deception, but you are attempting to conceal.
I'm concealing. You don't tell people that you're indentured to the library until the third date. That's not first date thing.
It's not first date things.
You gotta ease into that. What is it? What am I? What am I rolling?
It's going to be an intellect check, and this one's going to be difficulty 4, so you need a 12 or higher.
Difficulty 4. Can I put an effort in there?
Yes.
8. What?
Huh. Yeah, this, he considers you. Got it.
Intrusion.
So, Bunny rolled a natural 1, which means I can introduce an intrusion. Let's hold on to that really quickly and move to Pangoliath and Sidna. This time would be looking at the stone wall or doing some other kind of shenanigans. What would you like to be doing?
I've never been in a flying basket before. I'm probably very nervous.
It's okay. To take your mind off of it, I'll recite all my various allergies. Insect fecal matter, pancake mix, carmine sweat, the smell of the ocean, vibrations, and like, I'm just going down and showering in anything other than a dust bath. And
Sedna listens intensely. Yeah, I listen to everything that you say.
Small children.
Oh.
Going outside.
Is it dangerous for you to exist?
Being touched. Yes, highly dangerous. Beanbag chairs. Glitter. Pollinated fruit.
Sedna nods because she doesn't know any better.
Wine of the grape. Body modifications. Steak.
Sedna looks at her shell and her webbed feet, neither of which purposely augmented, but like...
No, that's your natural state. I'm referring to art of the ink. Needlework.
Sedna's terrified. She hasn't... Oh, you mean these? And she pulls her pants up, and you see that her legs are covered in tattoos.
Pangoliath faints. No, he doesn't. It's one of those, I don't know, for whatever reason, I thought it would be funny if he's just like, I was like, what would they even talk about? I was like, what if Pangoliath's convinced he's like allergic to every weird thing in the world?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, about midway through that spiel, Carmine comes out and they hear it just vaguely, just overhead, and walks in the other direction.
Don't want to spoil a good evening. But yeah, I think that's enough to get us to the wall to read the side of the mountain, and it most certainly I hope took Sedna's mind off of the terrifying flight of the pangolin.
They said there was a ghost. Do we see a ghost?
Floating spirits.
So as you traverse down with the balloon, you find that you need to actually go outside the city wall to get to this area. It's on the coast of the mountain, where it's too steep to climb following the wall. And the balloon lands. There's always that sort of brace for landing thing that Pangoliath does, and the basket crunches a little bit when it hits the ground and then springs back up, but it hits sand this time, so a whole bunch of sand just poofs out. You climb down. This is familiar territory for you, Sedna. You're used to sand.
Oh yeah.
Goliath would have come from an arid environment too.
I run my webbed toes through it.
This reminds me of when I used to boogie board as a child.
I've heard of such a thing. What do you board?
Boogie board. It's a rite of passage.
Well, I must have to try this.
As you walk closer, you see carvings start to take form in the mountain, It's getting a little dark now. The sun has already set, so there's still enough light to see, and perhaps there will be more light after the moon comes out, though it's hard to tell now. You see these symmetrical carvings, just sort of wave-like patterns in the wall, heading along the side of the mountain, and you see various cave-like formations in the side as well that you could enter in if you so choose.
Does this look to be part of the writing, or is it more of like a pictograph or like direction type thing?
It's more like a pictograph.
Okay. Yeah, I try to make, can I make anything out of it, of specifics other than just kind of like waves and lines?
Go ahead and roll me an intellect check. Difficulty for this will be 2. It's not very difficult.
Okay. I'm going to... Nope. What a beautiful artwork! As I stare at it.
It is very beautiful for artwork.
So beautiful. Well, they said it was on the mountain, so maybe there, and I kind of point for the caves to Pangoliath. Or would you like to stay here? I don't...
It's the journey, not the destination. With that said, let us journey to those caves.
So you keep walking in. Even if you couldn't understand perhaps the why of something, you can tell that the artwork makes a story of some kind. It's very familiar to you. It's similar to the stories that you know of Sumi.
Okay.
Yeah. For Pangoliath, who's been here a bit longer and has talked with people more and experienced these things more, especially for a trading city, you don't need to roll for this, Pangoliath. You would know, and you can divulge this to Sidna if you so choose. These are carved into the mountains, not only because like paper would just rot here and other things. They use a lot of paint. They use fabrics. They use a lot of textiles with ridges and bumps and artwork, because it's easier for people who are non-native speakers or immigrants who wouldn't speak the languages here to understand the stories.
I divulge all of that.
Sunday goes, oh, good, then I'll get it.
The market's out of towners.
Well, they've hit their target market.
Let us observe and learn from the inarticulate truths stored within their language.
And you enter in, and yet again, you hear that same scratching.
What is that?
More spider people?
It's the ghost.
Oh no. I quiver like a character from the 100-Acre Wood, and I ready my, I guess my umbrella, and take a defensive posture, like open it, and we hide behind it, kind of slow march forward.
Yep. You march forward and eventually find the source of the scratching. Carefully maneuvering through this tunnel, it gets dark very quickly, but you see a vague light, a warm glow coming from perhaps a lantern.
Oh.
Just out of sight. And the closer you get, the louder the scratches get, but the more you can see. Images splash on the wall with the new light, and you see further stories of the creation of the earth and the death of Sumi. And in the center of this area is a small pool, and there's a small, thin person, very androgynous looking, on a ladder with a stencil of some kind and a small hammer working something into the wall. next to it's probably 10 o'clock from the fountain, and maybe within a short distance, about 30 feet away. It's a rather large cylindrical room. And that's what you see as you come forward, Pangoliath in front of the both of you, with umbrella open defensively.
Should I? Excuse me?
And they fall off the ladder.
Oh no! Can I do something to try to catch them?
Yes, of course. Roll
prepares to beat them to death. No.
roll me a speed check to try to catch them.
Okay. Let's see. Do I have anything for this? This actually falls within things that I can do. Practice, extra edge. Okay, I grant you an okay to that. Climbing and balancing. All right. I'm gonna roll it, but I am gonna use. I don't know the difficulty. I'm going to use some effort. Oh, it's not so great. I rolled a 9. It's difficulty 3.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, you rush forward. You're a warrior. You might have to dishevel your shell in order to get there, but you do it and catch this person in your arms. They're very tiny. They strike you as perhaps a tannin of some kind.
Oh, okay.
Very pale, very small nubs of horns, and large red eyes.
I am so sorry. I did not mean to startle you.
Oh.
As I kind of set them on their feet.
Oh. And they start speaking in a language you don't understand. They're very scared. And do sort of a thank you motion.
Oh, I know this. I kind of gesture back, you're welcome.
Pangoliath gestures rock, then bird. Those are the two he knows.
Sedna. Pangoliath.
Points at self and signs out with them.
Oh. I am a warrior for the god Sumi. I wanted to learn more.
The person points at the pool.
I look at Pangoliath, who's clearly the adult in the room.
And makes a sign for swim.
Yeah, I jump in the pool.
So no. Thank you. I gesture thank you to her or them. I will join. I'll take my make sure my shoes are off and I plop in.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you flop in. It is, and Pangoliath, you do too. It is much deeper. It's deceptively deep in here, but it is dark.
Can you swim?
I float very well.
Okay, great. As long as you're buoyant, that's all.
I can swim.
Okay. I kind of swim around, and it's nice to be back in water.
Mm-hmm. If you have something that can light the area, it's good. But it is very dark in here.
What do I have? Do I have anything? I don't know that I have anything to bring light. That's so funny.
You do have a friend who's very glowy.
Find Carmine, bring him back.
That's true.
You might be able to find some glow lights or something. Demir is right next to here, and one of their major exports are magical glowing lights woven together by the Light Weavers Guild.
The dagger I had didn't let off light. It was more of like a magical fire.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Heat. It wasn't like a glowing heat,
like
though.
An actual flame.
You could try it anyway. It seems to create a lot of bubbles underneath the water.
Yeah. It gets kind of warm. It's like, well, Pangoliath, we have come a long way without any light, which somehow seems like a giant metaphor for my life.
Let our light so shine, then my heart glows like E.T. No, I can't do that. But,
I actually, I go to the.
Here's what I want to see. So, this is totally beholden to the game master. So, if I spend 2 XP, I can get a short-term benefit.
Mhm.
I would like to spend 2 XP to have light on hand if that's available.
Okay, yeah, you can just have a light orb from the Lightweaver's Guild. It's a bundle of brambles and branches that you open and close. They're in a cylindrical netting kind of pattern. When you open it, it sheds light.
Okay. If possible too, that's cool and artsy. Mine was gonna be lamer, where like Pangoliath's top hat, like I open a little orb and a little light falls out, but it's short term, so it's like whack, whack, whack. Oh, I only get 1 good charge. I like yours better because it's like cool.
Well, I mean, you can still do yours, but this one is like, it's just the thing that most people would buy or have in the world.
Yeah, I'm like, a Pangoliath is always prepared. Schnack, crackle, pop.
Yep.
And
I said
hand
it's
it
like,
to you.
Pangoliath, you are just, and I boop you right on the nose. Just
I faint.
no, wait, you're not
Not in the water! Not in the water!
and
My mammoth size is like a hindrance.
Does the light illuminate new information?
It does. The light, as soon as Pangoliath pulls it apart, casts that same hue against the walls of this pool, and putting it under the water casts those beautiful kind of interwoven shadows that water makes against the walls. And you can see delicate carvings in the walls all the way down. And there is a language here that I believe Sedna would reasonably speak, the language of maritime.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we talked about that early on in character creation.
And it says if you can dive deep enough, you can hear the voice of Sumi still.
Hey, Pangoliath. How long do you think I can hold my breath?
Half as long as I can.
Great. And she holds her breath and dives down with the light. It seems to be waterproof of some kind. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it is a magical light woven from different bioluminescent plants.
Very cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll dive down. I believe I'm proficient in swimming and I have webbed feet.
Yeah, just a point of concern. Don't show it to Maeve. They're actually quite addictive for Gants.
Oh, really? That's funny. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that yet.
No.
Some things you find out the hard way.
Maybe. Not all Gants, but like they just like eating them because it's just light, you know?
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to need you to roll me a might check.
Ooh.
It's going to be a swimming check to go down deep, to hold your breath, to remain.
Your digits.
down.
You are trained in any task related to swimming, and your swim speed increases by 1 range. Great. Okay. Yay for webbed feet. Boop. Ha! Finally, a good roll. I got a 17.
That's a very good roll. You swim down, and as you do, it gets tighter. The feeling of the water compresses around you. Nothing that you aren't used to, that you're a diver, you're familiar with this. It gets saltier. It gets harder to see as the water compresses against your eyes. You keep going. You keep swimming downward, paddling as best you can. Eventually, it still, even with your good roll, begins to start threatening to crush you. This might be one of the furthest dives you've ever taken. It's surprisingly deep. At some point, you're pretty sure that you've felt seawater here. And it keeps going. It keeps going down.
Sedna will... this is perfect to my story earlier today. Sedna has that moment where like everything sets into panic when you start to like drown or run out of air in deep water. And since she doesn't have gills, that moment of panic arises. And she recalls that moment where she forgot to come in for high tide and had to fight the water. And she takes, I can't say a deep breath, but she takes a pause to calm her mind in hopes of hearing Sumi this deep.
Okay. go ahead and roll me an intellect task. To hear a god, I don't call for rolls that require you to spend not XP, but spend points from your pool to begin with. But this one, you're going to need to spend me intellect points.
Okay, for sure.
You're going to need to spend 3 intellect points, and it's going to be a difficulty 7 task, but you have your asset, so it drops it down to a 6, and you can spend effort after.
Okay, great. I was going to see if I had anything else. Okay, trained in all tasks related to knowledge of godly beings. That doesn't really help me too much.
I would say it counts.
Okay. So that will give me... Okay, so 6 you said. I am definitely going to use an effort. No! Just a bad roll.
You have XP. You can spend a reroll.
You're right, and I've got a lot of XP. I am going to do that. Let me mark that. I love this game. Every time I think I'm out, I'm down and out. Cypher's there to get me. All right. I guess we'll try it again. Do I need to use... I spend another 3 from the pool to roll again? Or is it just in place?
No, I don't make people spend again to roll.
Okay. But I can't use effort. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Another 17. Oh, nope.
Yeah.
You rolled a 17.
Yeah, that beats it. That
Okay.
passes.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Because you dropped it down to a 5.
Oh, that's right. Great. Yeah, I have a moment of pause where it's like, just accept the darkness, the water, the moment.
Yep. You calm your mind, and in a terrifying silence that crushes beneath these waves, beneath these pounds of pressure crushing your body, you find some semblance of peace in the water. And then your heart grows a little bit. You suddenly feel this pressure releasing, and you hear a light sound hit your voice. It's bubbly.
Mm-hmm.
It's bubbly like water. I mean, you're in water. Of course you're going to hear water. You hear it. And you hear the voice of the god that abandoned your people. For sure. This must be her. And there is sobbing. She is crying. And she is upset. And she begins to say, as though it's been a mantra that she's been whispering for thousands of years, I am not dead. I am not dead. They think I'm dead. They think I'm dead. I'm not dead.
Is the pressure too much for me to try to speak? Or do I feel like I can simply reach out, like telepathically, like she would hear if I just said it in my mind?
What do you say?
Sedna simply responds, I know you're here.
Who was that?
I'm Sedna.
Sedna.
I came to ask you why you abandoned my people.
They think I'm dead.
They haven't seen you.
I haven't abandoned anyone. They abandoned me.
Where are you?
I don't know. I do. Thousands of places. I am alive. I am alive in everything. And I am split.
Split. How do I make you whole?
I have to be brought back together. I don't know where I am. And she keeps crying.
And Sedna says, do not fear. I am your warrior. I will find you. And then I'm sure I like gasp for air as I like swim for the top.
It hurts coming up.
No doubt. I probably break the water at a
Roll me a might check to see if your breath holds out for the entire time.
Oh my god.
Do you have any endurance?
I I didn't need. I just made a flat roll. I rolled a 20.
At 20.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, perfect.
What's your major effect if you want? You don't get the bends.
Basically, I don't vomit all over the poor Pangoliath that brought me up this mountain.
That works. You might also be able to spend that major effect, if you don't mind me suggesting it, is that Pangoliath heard it too. And that's only if Pangoliath wants to have heard it.
Yeah. I was just kind of like, well, it kind of it ends my date, but no. Sad crying God. No, I heard it too.
Yeah, I kind of break the water at that rapid pace of having like webbed feet. You know, you just like come and break the water. And Cinna's like, guess what? She's like, did you hear a Pangolin? I probably grab you by your little scaly face. And I go notice.
There you are, Peter.
She's there. He hasn't abandoned us yet. There you are, Peter. I see you. Did you hear her? She spoke. She's not lost.
I'm nodding profusely as we slowly float up in a spin. My buoyancy kicked in. We're hitting eject.
I have to find her. She seems lost. She says she's in 2 pieces. I have to find all the pieces.
We'll find the 2 pieces.
You'll help me find the pieces? We
2
should
pieces
tell everybody else we have to find them. Senna takes everything so literally. And she, you know what? And she goes, thank you so much for your flying basket. I would never have got here without it. And she just plants this like kiss right on your nose, like on the end of your. And she lets me go. She's like,
my buoyancy saves us. Pangoliath's eyes roll into the back of his skull.
And she's like, now, does your floating basket go down?
Sorry, just saw Buddy and Chat. New allergy. Godspeed.
New allergy, yep. Sedna, or I don't know, you said you were allergic to quite a few things. She probably smells like the ocean and all those things. We should find Carmine, and then we need to go back to the turtle. We have to tell everyone.
We shall make it so. They better believe us. I've told people things before and they haven't believed me, but they'll believe you. And if they don't believe you, I believe you.
Meanwhile, on the shore, one date ends. And another one, midway, gets very awkward as a young octopus anima feels a little awkward and more quiet and less collected than he was, suddenly realizing that he's not getting a full story. He doesn't deserve a full story. Nobody owes that to him, so. But he does feel a little awkward.
Well, given what I rolled, is visible on his face that he's like, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty visible. He wears his heart on his sleeve.
It's hard. I'll put it like this. I work for the library not because I'm training to be a ghost, but because I chose to work for the library rather than get into a lot of trouble. It's to pay off the debt.
And that's not really the first time I've heard that. And his eyes are focused on something behind you, you notice.
What are you looking at?
You turn around and there is another octopus person. This one, arms folded, looking incredibly angry at the awkward-looking man standing behind you. Perhaps he didn't quite care how you were coming across your job at the library. He's a little awkward that he's been caught by his partner on a date.
Well,
Delicious.
This one reaches behind his back, pulls out a trident and points it at you.
Hi, no, I don't need to buy a trident. Thank you, though.
Cal, you've chosen another. And he goes, no, I just going out on a date. I will challenge you for his heart.
I just want his lavender bread recipe.
Roll persuasion.
It's not a lie.
The weirdest euphemism ever.
Okay. You said persuasion?
Yep, persuasion. Difficulty for this, I'm going to make it a 5.
Mm-hmm. Is it? That's persuasion. Would it just still be an intellect?
Yes.
Okay. Difficulty 5. Can I put an effort in that? Can I not get tridented? I'm going to add an effort. Yes?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay, then.
Nice.
Oh! Can I do the thing?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
If you'd like to describe what the thing is, you can.
Yeah. I did cut you off, though. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
Oh, no. You succeed. Just describe for me how the thing comes into play. I forget the name of the spider that you... The wraparound spider.
I am part wraparound spider. So, I just won his lavender bread. In fact, I did. Yes. And then they flatten. They completely flatten, and it's like they disappear into the docks. When actually they've kind of just like holding on to like one of the planks on the thing, but they're gone.
Yep.
Just, you know what? Nah.
The octopus man squirms. What's a good verb for a walking octopus? Moves his way over to his partner, still raised trident, and goes, "You gave away my father's recipe." And grabs him by the waist and just drags him into the water.
Scandal.
Entire scandal.
Stein is just on the ground like, I really did want that recipe. I didn't even get the recipe. Are they gone, though?
Yes. Yeah, you hear them splash into the water.
Just a head pops up. Nope. Just...
And Carmine. We end with Carmine, and so sorry for... but you've had a quiet night.
It's great.
It's quiet evening.
Finished a bottle of wine, watched the ocean, or watched the sunset over the ocean.
Yeah. Probably had a bath or something.
Yeah, it was a good night.
It's a very good night. It was intrusionless.
Yeah.
You didn't have to fight any knights that a fox got you into.
You know what? Yeah, that's always good.
It's a really nice, quiet night.
Yeah.
You got all the answers that you were looking for.
Yeah, we got a plan now.
And we end the session closing on our party in Cratolia Sail. Anyway, that's the session for today. Hope you all had fun.
Good.
So let's go around, say who we are, what we do. I'll start with myself because I'm already talking. Hi, everybody. My name is Marsie Vellan. You can find me on Twitter at MarsiVellan. If you want to know what I do throughout the week, I actually have a pinned message there. It's the easiest way to figure out my schedule because I don't know if it's not written down. I'm one half of the Phantom Roll booth. And you can find me doing this every other week on the Lot. Let's go to Grant.
Hey everybody, my name's Grant Ellis. I'm an independent content creator for tabletop role-playing games. You can buy some of my books at 2cgaming.com, the TPK Bestiary and the TPK Handbook. There's also a new book that Monte Cook Games is releasing called The Essence of Invisible Sun. I'm one of the co-authors on that. I'm the Twitch producer for WebDM's Twitch channel. Check them out. We also have a YouTube channel where we talk about the role-playing games. Throwing it to Ethan.
Hello, I'm Ethan. Or you can find me at Super Robot Bear on Twitter. That's where I talk about all the stuff that I do, including I wrote a D&D 5e module called the North Seat that's currently on sale. So you should go check that out. And I'm currently writing Gobs of Gobs, which is we played that a couple weekends ago. Still working on it. It's still going through the pipe works. But follow me on Twitter. I keep people updated. So, Bunny.
Hi, I'm Bunny. You can find me on Twitter at honeybuns, and you can find me on Twitch at battlescarbunny. On Wednesdays on Greyhawk, I'm doing Shadow of Vecna at 10:30 EDT, and on Saturdays I'm doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist at 2 p.m. And on Sundays I'm doing Pan-Dimensionals. We're in trouble in fire and in space. After that, other than that, on Twitch, I'm going to be doing Summer of the Dead every Friday. Starting this week, I will be playing through all of the Walking Dead Telltale series from season 1 to season 4. Let's get emotional. Let's do it. Giving it to Dot.
Is that everybody? Oh, okay. Great. Well, gang, I'm Dot. If you're here, hopefully you know who I am. If not, I'm Little Red Dot, and I just want to thank you so much for dropping by the channel today, sharing in this Kilo story. Hopefully you had some laughs as much as we did, and will be a nice little way to start next week. You can find me starting this upcoming Tuesday with the continuation of the Scumability campaign, the Purloin Code. We had a blast premiere last week, so I'm excited to see what they do now that they're wanted. And you can catch me Thursday of this week over on Unmade Gaming channel and with Margaret Crone. And then, of course, Saturdays, getting into some serious Game of Thrones shenanigans over on Roll For It. So lots of places, lots of ways to check in. Just like Marcie, you can check out my Twitter, hit my social handles, and catch my schedule. Or you can come join the Dot Lot over on Discord, where we chat. We'll talk Hour of Lysia. I'm sure Marcie's going to share things she always does. We can talk theories, or you can just share pictures of your fur babies. That's cool too. Whatever floats your boat. But until we are back 2 weeks from now, so not this upcoming Sunday, but the following one, we wish you the best, and we will see you around the Dot Lot. Bye.